advertise, call or WhatsApp 0763 593 288. Melo Media. Melo Media. Melo Media. Stay tuned as we will be going live soon. To sponsor a show or advertise, call or WhatsApp 0763 593 288. Melo Media. Melo Media. Melo Media.
Hi everyone, welcome to Melo Motor Show. This is the Ghost, and this show is sponsored by Autocraft Tuning. Today, like I promised, we're going to talk about the basics that you need to do to make your car go fast or very fast. Okay, now, before you can actually go fast, there are certain things, housekeeping things that we need to take care of. And these are the basics of safety. First of all, guys, we all love going fast. We just have that thing of adrenaline rush, which just that thing that we just want when you put your pedal down, you want the seat to hit you in the back so that sometimes you just feel nice when the seat is hugging you because there's so much G-forces that are pushing you. Okay, that feels very good. But remember, safety comes first. You only live once, so make sure that your life is actually protected. So hence we're going to talk about things that actually you need to take care of to ensure that your vehicle is safe and you are also a person that is safety aware when you are on the road. Remember, you don't need to be a danger to yourself and to other road users. We've got speed limits in Zambia. You need to observe the speed limits. You need to know the roads that you're driving in and make sure that you do not do things that are illegal out there. So when we are talking about going fast, we are talking about improving your car's performance, improving so that you can increase some of the horses on your car. You add some horsepower. That definitely makes you feel good, but ensure safety is maintained. And hence, the first thing that we are going to talk about when it comes to safety is your wheels. Okay, your wheel on the car is very, very important. The wheel basically is made out of the rim and is made out of the tire, and there's something that you can see which is inside, and that's pressure or the air, which is compressed to give actually the firmness that the wheel deserves. Now when we talk about pressure, each tire has got its own pressure limit. So make sure that that pressure limit is actually maintained. Do not over pressure your tire because then it will become a danger to you and to others. Make sure that you follow the safety limits that are put on the tire. Do not abuse tires. They can kill you. You've heard of a lot of tire bursts. Most of them are because of not following the safety measures or limits of the tire. In some of the episodes that we are going to have, we are going to discuss actually all the right things, basically the things that are on the tire, so that you get to understand why the tires are labeled the way they are, why certain numbers are there on the tires. They are not just decorations, they mean something, and that's basically mostly your safety. So the tire, you need to take care of the tread. Ensure that the tire that you have has got very good tread. Your treads need to be there so that you can have grip. Now, grip helps you, one, to move fast. Second, to brake. When you're braking, you need grip for your vehicle to stop. Without grip, you won't stop. That's why the days of roadblocks, you'd find that the traffic police are going to impound your vehicle should they find that your tire, nimbama, or is it at Njoka, because the tread is all finished and you're moving like that because you're a danger to yourself and to other road users. So ensure that you get very good tires. And I know in Zambia, mostly, most of us, I might say, we want to get second-hand tires. Let's ensure that even when we are getting those second-hand tires, we check those tires that are very good so that we can actually save ourselves and save others. Let's look at the rim. Now, most original manufacturer equipment rims are very strong, but most of us would like to modify actually and go to a different type of rim. We want to customize the rims. We want to get aftermarket. When we are doing that, let's ensure we are getting the brands that are very good, because not all aftermarket rims are strong. Some of them are crap. Yes, they look nice. They give you that feel when you're cruising. You look nice, you look cool, but your safety depends also on the rim that you're going to have. So ensure that you get very good rims, brands that are going to save your life. Some rims, you just hit a portal, and you know where we stay here. Sometimes you find there's a speed hump, you haven't seen it, or there's a portal, you ram into it, you find, hey, the rim is gone. Okay, mostly that can be caused also because we are looking at the profile of the tire. If your tire is too low, the profile is too low, which means your rim is going to take all the impact that is on the road. It is going to reach your rim. So if your rim is not strong, definitely you're going to break it. And when you break the rim, well, it's the end game there, depending on the speed that you're doing. Okay, so make sure you take care of that. Tires also, since I had safety issue, we are also going to talk about the wideness of the tire. The wider the tire, the more the surface area that it has with contact with the ground of the road, which means that is going to help you to brake. A small tire will not brake as fast as a wide tire. So sometimes you see performance vehicles have got very wide tires. One, it's not just for good looks, but it's also a safety measure, because a wide tire is going to have more friction than a narrow tire. So make sure that you get wide tires that are actually specific to your vehicle. You do not just put any tire because it's wide. Every vehicle has got actually a limit of the wideness of the tire that it can take. So check your vehicle, what's the widest tire that it can fit safely without causing other problems to the shocks or to the braking system, which we are going to discuss next. Okay, so make sure if you can get wide tires, the better. And the grip for you to take off on the road is also dependent on the wideness of the tire, because remember, surface area, the larger the surface area, the more contact to the ground, which means the more grip you're going to have, both for takeoff and both for stopping. And you need to stop. I mean, what is power if you can't stop? Let's talk about the brake system. Now, the brake system, I hope you can see here. The brake system is made out of three major components. Actually, I can say four major components, because I'm also going to talk about brake fluid. You need the correct brake fluid. The higher the dot number, the better the brake fluid. The lower the dot number, we know brakes, when you're getting a brake fluid, there's dot 1, dot 2, dot 3. I think now dot 4. I'm not sure if there's dot 5. But the higher the number that you can get, the better the brake fluid, which means it cannot easily absorb moisture. When you have moisture in your brake system, that moisture is going to condense, and then it's going to form water and sometimes bubbles. When you have that, it is very difficult to brake. You are going to have a spongy brake, so you won't be able to brake easily. So with the brake system, let's ensure that we get a good brake fluid. Next, let's look at the caliper itself. The brake calipers are very important, because that's the thing that actually squeezes the rotor for it to stop. If your brake caliper is small, you're going fast, you've improved your performance, the performance of your vehicle, you find you won't be able to stop easily because your brake calipers are not up to game. So make sure that you upgrade your brake system, then you can try to upgrade the performance of your vehicle so that you can easily go faster. Next thing you can look at is the rotor. Rotor plays a very important role, the brake rotor, because with the brake rotor, this is where now the brake pad actually squeezes. This is the surface that causes the friction for your car to stop when you've applied the brakes. The brake rotor You need brake rotors that are actually ventilated. Most of the time, you're going to find if you've been driving fast, braking, you take off, you're braking, you're going to notice that those people that drive vehicles that brake rotors are not ventilated, you find there's a point that you're trying to step on the brakes, especially vehicles that are not ABS equipped. You're trying to step on the brakes, and hey, the brake is not holding. It just feels like somebody has put oil on your brake pads, and it's just the vehicle is moving, it's just sliding. It's because your brake rotor and your brake pads have actually overheated. And when that happens, you won't stop. And remember, if you've improved your performance, as this show is about performance improvement now, you will be in trouble. You're going to be a danger to yourself and to other road users. Ensure that you upgrade your brake rotors, and the bigger the brake rotor, the larger the surface area, which means there is more room. Actually, the surface area is large for the brake pads actually to squeeze. So you need a brake rotor that is big, and also the limits that your car can take. Please check the manufacturer's limit, how much brake rotor you can put on your vehicle, so that again it doesn't become a danger, because your brake pads will not fit and your brake caliper will not fit. The brake pads are also very important, guys. Most of us, because things are expensive, you can't get original brake pads. We get the old brake pads, and then we just go to some guy at the shop in Kalingalinga, Chilenje, Matero, whatever, just to bond for us. I've seen some brake pads that are bonded, and then the asbestos material and the metal actually get separated because they put glue there for them to bond. Okay, and then that glue would lose its strength, and then they just separate. When that happens, you won't break because there will be no material for your brakes actually to work. So make sure that if you're going to bond, go to reputable organizations. I know organizations that actually do a very good job, and that's what they are specializing. Those guys will do a good job for you, so that you can easily have very good brakes. The brake rotor also, if you can see, this brake rotor is drilled brake rotor, which means it's a performance brake rotor. With the extra hose that it has, it makes it to cool even faster. And apart from that, the extra hose that it has makes it to increase the friction capacity, which means when you're holding the brakes, these things will not disappoint you. Okay, that's about the braking system. Let's take care about the braking system. Let's talk about suspension. Very few people know that suspension actually is about safety. Suspension, we're going to talk about the shocks, we're going to talk about the ball bearing, the ball joints, we're going to talk about the link rods, we're going to talk about the tire dents, the rackens, all that is suspension. Even the wheel is also suspension, because these are things that are responsible to suspend the chassis of the vehicle from the ground. Without these things, your vehicle will not ride well. If you can upgrade your shocks from ordinary shocks, if you can afford, go coilovers. If you can go coilovers, the better, because they are going to give the car or the chassis the stability that you need, which means your vehicle is going to be more stable. Even when you are cornering, the chassis will not be affected. The vehicle is going to be rigid. So the stability of your vehicle is highly dependent on the shocks that you have, the type of the shocks. If you can go coilovers, the better. We can also improve. There are sometimes, there are performance suspension parts. If you can get us performance suspension parts, the better. You need to have very good ball joints, because if your ball joints, the upper and lower ball joints of your suspension are not okay, you're going to feel the car sometimes it will be wandering. And what good is a car that can move fast but it's wandering on the road? You find yourself in the boot. So make sure your suspension is well dealt with. Your link rods are in place. Your sway bar are also intact. Next thing, let's talk about the straps. A lot of people, you've seen, most of you, on performance vehicles, you're going to find these bars there. Some are looking ordinary, some are looking very nice, customized. These things are not just a decoration, they are very important when it comes to strengthening your chassis and giving your vehicle a stability on the road. If you can put a strut bar on your car, you're going to improve greatly the stability of the on the road, because the faster you go, the less stable most vehicles are. You've noticed certain vehicles, the moment you are hitting 120, 130, you even feel like a vehicle like it will jump out of the road. You know, it's scared of the road, it wants to go out. It's because of the suspension is not okay. It doesn't have the strut bar to make it actually stable, to have that stamina. And hence, performance vehicles, if you're going to talk about performance, this guy is very important to increase the stability on the road. And make sure you know your vehicle. Do not exceed the limits of your vehicle. Each one of us know the vehicles. I know vehicles that I can push up to 270. And I know vehicles, I've driven vehicles that I know that I can't push this vehicle beyond 120 because of the way it feels, because it doesn't have the safety measures that we've talked about, though it has the basic ones, but they are not good enough to handle high speeds. And let's not go fast in roads that are not for going fast. Okay, so basically, these are the basics of safety on the vehicle that we can talk about. If you really want to go now to up the game, especially if you are thinking of doing like drag racing, okay, you need to go a step further. Then we can also discuss the anti-roll cage or the cage inside, so that should you have an accident or should anything happen. Now, remember, the faster the vehicle is moving, the unstable it becomes, which means the wheels are under stress, the chassis is under stress, the engine itself to pull that weight you've given it is also under stress, and you want that engine to move within seconds to get to 100. There's a lot of stress that is going through. So all parts of the vehicle are actually coordinating to work to achieve that, and they all become what? Stressed. Which means if anything gives up, you can easily find yourself off the road. And should that happen, make sure you have a roll cage inside or a cage just to protect yourself. Now, I'm talking about professional racing. This is just driving. If you're just driving normally, it's unnecessary to have that. It will just add weight to your vehicle. Or some maybe you just want to look cool, so you can put, because it can save your life. Sometimes it's not that you are racing, another car can come and hit on you. All those things can happen. That thing can save your life, because then that cage is going to be around you and is going to protect you should your vehicle overturn, which means the top of the vehicle won't go down. We know that vehicles mostly, the upper part of the vehicle, the upper chassis is not as strong as the lower chassis. Hence, when vehicles overturn, you find the top actually goes in. So if you have the cage, that cannot happen. It can actually save your life. Now, this is a Melo Motor Show where we'll discuss technical issues, where we are going to discuss a lot of things. And I would like to invite some of you guys who are interested actually to be aired on this show, that we can come and talk to you. Maybe you own a shop, a parts shop. We can come and just discuss with you so that we can know. You tell us what you have and why you have such parts in your shop. What are they good for? You know, these days there are so many counterfeit parts. We need to know which ones are original, which manufacturers actually can we rely on. Okay, not everything that we find in these shops are actually good. Sometimes you get a spare part, you put there, damn, the following day you are replacing it. So you guys, we want to know what parts you have and why you stock such parts. We also need to know, you guys who are dealing with lubricants. On this show, one day we are going to discuss all types of oils and why all those oils have got those numbers. What do they stand for? 5W20, 5W30, 40W1, all those things, what do they stand for? We will discuss lubricants and what type of lubricants that you need for your car, turbocharged or natural aspirated, performance or non-performance. We'll be discussing those things, and would want to hear from you guys who sell these products, so that we can come, as we are discussing them, we are discussing with you so that we get your views and we know what you are dealing in. Insurance companies, we need you guys on board here so that you can tell us all the covers that you have. We just know that everyone needs to be insured. Why should you force us? Now it's a law that everyone actually should display their insurance list. Why is it so? Ratsa, we need you to guide us in those safety measures that we need to look out for. These days, yes, there are no roadblocks. What is there now in place so that we know that we are safe even when the police are not on the roads doing the roadblock? Hey guys, make sure that you're going to subscribe to Melo Motor Show. On Facebook, you can like us, subscribe. On YouTube, we are there. You can like, you can subscribe, hit that bell so that each time we release a video or each time we are going online live, you can actually get your notification so that you don't miss anything. It will be hot in here, brothers. It will be hot in there. So we'll be coming to you. We'll be doing a lot of content. Next time, we are going to look at now the actual performance modes that you need to do to your right for it to gain those extra horses that will make you feel good. Stay tuned. Catch us next time. We'll be live discussing the principles or the basic modes that you need to do to your car to make it go fast. This has been your show, Melo Motor Show, and I'm the ghost from Autocraft Tuning. See you next week.
Thank you for watching. To sponsor a show or advertise, call or WhatsApp 0763 593 288. Melo Media.